Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to Synchronicity WebTV. I am your host, Nadiya Shah, and this is your moment of synchronicity. Thank you so much for being here. And I am so excited and so happy and so grateful to be here with Matthew Currie, the very fabulous Matthew Currie. So Matthew and I go way back because when I was out of university, he was one of the first people to interview me as I was really trying to find my way in astrology. And so those moments, especially those early moments, really stand out to me. And right back then, before I even knew I wanted to interview people, I knew that I wanted to interview him one day, or at least talk to him. And so now here we are. Well, Matthew is very, very accomplished. He had the show, and I think you can still listen to it online, Conquer the Universe with Astrology on Blog Talk Radio. And he had this database. It's still online, is it not?
And it'll be back again someday.
Awesome. So he's got this database of interviews with some of the most amazing and well-known and celebrated astrologers alive right now. So it's just such a great place to listen to interviews. And right now he is, and I've been surfing and reading him online on BeliefNet, on astrologydating.com as well. Thank you so much for being here, Matthew.
It's great to be here. And look at how you turned out. I feel like singing Sunrise Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof, because just you've turned into a media thing.
It's amazing. Yes, I'm so grateful. Yeah, well, it's because people actually have been watching, and now you're part of a database that I'm trying to build of astrologers, just like you did with radio. I'm trying to do with video, but I really feel very, very grateful that you were there in the very early part of my career. To just give me that validation that I was on the path I was supposed to be on. So thank you for that.
It worked out well for you. It worked out, we got a good show out of it, so everyone wins. Yeah, it was a good thing.
So tell me about what you're doing now, because I know writing is the big focus for you these days. So tell me about your writing, like what's great about it? How do you feel about the stuff that you're putting out? What are you sharing these days?
I'm writing for, I'm the astrology blogger at BeliefNet, and working at astrologydating.com, and still trying to bring that beer and pizza astrology for the masses approach to astrology. And, I'll admit, because it's the internet, we end up talking about a lot of celebrity stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, that's one of the funny things about writing for the internet, is that you can do quality work, but at the same time, if Justin Bieber stubs his toe, it's like, oh, well, we got to look up these transits. But, if you find the right blend, it'll get people's attention and show them how astrology works and get a little past the usual sun sign stuff, really, without scaring off people who are newish to it.
That's so true and so amazing, because I do think that that's how ultimately people are introduced to astrology, is by those celebrity profiles and the stuff you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if anyone uses astrology to look at the people in their lives, you could easily be writing about, your Uncle Frank's drinking problem or whatever, but no one cares about your Uncle Frank. But, Kanye West, everyone hates him. So, it gives us all, it's what draws us together.
You're very witty. You always have been very witty. I do remember that you had this really unique sense of humor and way of asking questions, which was really amazing always.
Oh, thank you.
And so that translates into your writing as well.
Yeah. And also, I can't say this enough about Kanye West. He's a spiritual challenge. Do you ever have someone come into your life who's a spiritual challenge, where you're supposed to love every human being on earth no matter what? I have a Kanye West problem. I know that's off topic. I want to admit to my flaws here, just to show you that karmically it's a long road yet.
Well, we're all sort of walking our own karmic roads, and God knows, I mean, I know people come to us as oracles of sorts, living oracles, but really I think that all of us are just walking our own spiritual paths and trying to learn our lessons as we go along, and astrology is just part of that path for us.
Absolutely, and and that's probably the single best thing about it, is that over and over again, is that it helps people understand themselves and their lives and their others around them, and it makes sense of things in ways that nothing else I've ever found has, which is why I keep doing it.
So, a lot of students of astrology watch this show. Thank you so much to everybody out there. And so, I wondered if you could share a little bit about what techniques lately you've been drawn to, that you've been finding helpful, like specific techniques or interpretations for the students out there who want to actually play with some of that stuff.
I've been doing a lot recently with eclipses and secondary progressions. And I mean, you know, the basic birth chart stuff and the transits, that's still always going to be number one. But a lot of work with the eclipses. We just had a couple recently. More to come next year. And also with secondary progressions. But remember, if you're learning the secondary progressions, you got to call them with a real tight orb. Okay? Tight orb.
I really wanted to ask you about your ebook because I actually downloaded a free ebook of yours and it had all the signs written in a very interesting way. So tell us about that book that people can actually get for free online.
Yes. 12 Signs of Love. Doesn't that sound? That's from BeliefNet. You go BeliefNet, Matthew Currie, you look it up, you'll find your free ebook. It's 12 kind of personal stories, mostly from my own life, but from real life in general, about people who I have loved to one degree or another and how that may or may not have worked out. Sorry. And it's kind of a personal touch. It's not heavily into the astrology, but it kind of shows these 12 people who kind of illustrate both the finer points of their sign and kind of maybe the less fine points sometimes. Except for the Aquarius, who is the most awesome human being ever.
Well, of course.
Aquarius in this story is the most awesome human being ever. You'll want to look it up just for the Aquarius story.
So can you tell us just very briefly, like give us a little bit of a synopsis, what is like just maybe a sentence or two about each sign? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like going through the signs?
Sure, why not? Aries comes first because they couldn't wait. Taurus is, if you've ever been in a line at a restaurant and there's 3 people in front of you who can't make up their mind. That's Taurus. Gemini, I love Gemini. I can't stand them. They're okay. I love them. I can't stand them. They're okay. Cancer is kind of has this reputation for being really defensive, but that's because every crab of any kind knows that somewhere there is someone who knows how good they would taste if you cracked their shell and dunked them in melted butter. Okay? Leo's got it going on, and no point in telling them otherwise. Virgo, the Virgin, is the most poorly named sign in the zodiac. They're wonderful, clean, sterile people, but not necessarily virgins. Libras are really nice, but they can also be really pushy. But the thing is, when they get their way, it's because it was your idea and they talk you into it, and that's awesome. Very slippery. Scorpio, Scorpio has a real problem. Of all the signs, they are the ones who get most annoyed with the things that people say about them. So if everyone would just shut up and say nice things about Scorpio, they'll stop hurting you. Sagittarius, kind of clumsy, kind of a jackass, and I would go into further detail, except I'm late because I stubbed my toe. I'm a Sagittarius, sorry. So, Capricorn came after Sagittarius because someone had to clean up that damn mess, and Capricorn was the best equipped for it. Aquarius, does even Aquarius know what the story is with an Aquarius? I don't know. Maybe they do know, but it's kind of a universal thing that's really hard to translate, dude. You know, and Pisces came last in the zodiac because they assumed they did something to deserve it. The poor things.
That's amazing. So, okay, finally, before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to share that you want people out there to know about astrology, your love of astrology?
You know what? Just read, understand your own chart. You know, if there's someone you like or don't like, a celebrity or something like that, look up their chart, try to figure out why that is. You'll see connections and you'll see reasons, and just the more you do it with the people you know and the people you see, and it really is amazing. So keep on trucking.
Yes, I often say to people when they ask me, how do I become an astrologer? My answer is always practice.
You do it. Yeah.
Exactly. That's really it. That's just it. You just practice.
What you're supposed to say is, if you want to be an astrologer, you send $49.95 And then we get the email address down here, and then we'll give you the 12 secrets of becoming an astrologer. 12 secrets, $49.90. Oh, sorry, I should put a package together, shouldn't I? Yeah.
It's probably a Hotmail address with a 1-800 number flashing somewhere as well.
Yes, exactly. Until we put that package together, just go with the advice about keep doing it and seeing how it works.
Thank you so much, Matthew. I'm so grateful for this moment with you.
This is great doing this. Let's hang out in a hotel lobby and do this again some other time.
Okay, you got it. We are doing this again in a hotel lobby at another point. This is a karmic contract here now. You understand that, right?
No, if we don't do this next lifetime, we will be stuck in a hotel lobby doing an interview and not understanding why.
Yes. And maybe in like totally different professions or something.
I know, that's weird.
Yeah. What do you think you might be in another lifetime?
I'm hat maker. Because you know what? I'm sure that by that point in history, hat maker will be totally obscure and will be just completely a gift to humanity, just like an astrologer. But you wouldn't think, mid-22nd century hat maker.
I really can't think of anything else I would do in my life, honestly.
Okay, yeah, probably it's just going to be an astrologer over and over and over again.
Or in some way incorporate that love of interconnection.
Yeah, I give it another 3 lifetimes and I can start really understanding Vedic.
Oh my God, Vedic. There's never, one lifetime is definitely not enough. Say 3.
Yeah, just get started. Just get started.
Thank you so much, Matthew.
It's good talking to you.
And thank you so much for being here to celebrate Matthew Currie with me. Until we connect again, take care.